to another episode of What Do I Know? Yes, we made it to episode 2. I'm your host, Orchestra. Come December, my wife and I will be celebrating our 20 years of saying I do. Therefore, on today's episode, I will be sharing the secret sauce of marriage. We'll be discussing about what I perceive in the last 19 years to be the secret behind why we are still here together 19 years later. The most important person in my life today is my wife, unless I want to deceive myself. Yes, my children are important. I love my boys. My parents, my siblings are important as well. But I'll be lying if I don't say that my wife is the most important person to me in my life today. My wife and I met in two, and we were married by late 2004. Please hear me out here, right? Listen to this. We have never had a fight in the last 19 years. I have never had the thoughts, or say, let alone hitting my wife or touching my wife, slapping my wife. Never had the thought, and I've never done it. We almost always agree on everything. Um, we think alike. When it's time to make a decision, we tend to come to the same conclusion. Since we have been married, I've never had a thought of looking at another woman, let alone touching another woman since we've been married. I've been 100% faithful to my wife. Um, I pay all the bills in the house since we've been together. She handles all the cooking and cleaning all by herself while we both working full time. We still the same thing, even when she wasn't working. This is the agreement that we have. We do everything together, and I mean everything together. All right. So, with that said, now that I have exhausted my lie quota for 2024, right? I hope some of you caught up to those lies. I personally believe that no two marriage are the same. Each of us is unique in our own ways. And because we are unique individual, unique humans, when we now come together, we now create a unique relationship. And when my wife and I got married, or should I say, when people get married, you bring in two individual unique experiences, which means that what might work in one marriage might not work in another marriage, right? So um, it's important that you still hear other people's experience in their own marriage. It's important that you take cues from other people. People marriages can serve as a simple guide for us. Uh, I personally have had people that had influenced how I approach things in my marriage. And I'm sure to them, that might be their own secret sauce to their own marriage, but not necessarily uh, being applied exact same way as they. What I'm basically trying to say is you can take other people's experiences and apply it to yours in a unique way to get your own relationship to a better level. I hope some of you quickly picked up on my lies earlier, right? As I was saying, now I'm done with lying for 2024. So that's all the lies I'm allowed to tell in 2024. Yes, I love my wife. She's everything to me. Her and I have come a long way in the last 20 years. I grew to love my wife more compared to when we got married 19 years ago. I'm still learning some things, new things about her, 20 something years later that we met. So what does that tell you? That tells you that uh, you never completely know everything about someone. Yes, you continue to build your repertoire or your understanding of them or how they, uh, what their cocks are, what uh, turns them on, what turns them off, uh, what things push them over the edge, or what things excite them. What do you say or do that gets them in a happy mood? But as long as the two of you are together, you will and you should continue to discover something new about one another. I'm still, like I said, 20 something years later, I'm still learning many, many things about my wife, still finding out some things about her. Don't believe the hype. There is often nothing better out there for you. Trust me. Don't fall for the attractions, the necessary glitters that you see around you, or those that are out there faking what relationship is, basically making you feel like you are inadequate in your own marriage. But believe me, as I share with you my own experience in my marriage, and hopefully you just might pick one thing, and I mean just one thing that you can tweak in your own relationship that can help each other. You are often better off loving the one you are with right now. This might be for those that already make the decision, that are already in the marriage. But if you are still out there, still looking, that's it's a saying that there's one unique person that is created just for you. I don't believe that. Yes, you need to marry somebody that you truly love and you truly loves you, and you both equally match in most level, but you would never be equally match 100%, right? There's going to be a give and take in some area. Like I said earlier, I grew to love my wife. I love her more now than I loved her when we got married. Don't let somebody trick you, either knowingly or intention or non-intentionally, tricked you into thinking there's something better for you out there for you to leave behind your current relationship. You are often better off loving the one you are with. If you both learn to conclude and convince yourself individually that you've married the best person for you out there, it will make your life a lot easier. What I mean by that, sometimes you will continue to see signs. You continue to think that, oh, you could have done better. Oh, you could find somebody who's much better for you. But sometimes, in most cases, all you have to do is just tell yourself, "This is the person for me. I am going to do everything in my power to love them, and then expect love back in return." It'll make your life easier. You are no longer trying to pour water in a basket, right? At this point, you are now investing in yourself, in your own future, in your own um, relationship, your own understanding. As a couple, you may fight, you may argue, but you must do it in love, right? Fight fear, right? Don't think of every disagreement or any disagreement as a World War III. Fight fair, right? Think of it as you are disagreeing. You are the mouth, or you are the tongue, right? So mouth, teeth, all live together in harmony. But once in a while, you might accidentally bite your own tongue, right? So that's what I'm trying to say here. Fight fair, right? Think of it like your disagreement is exactly that, a simple disagreement, right? Because you disagree on one item doesn't mean you have to disagree on every single item or every single conversation, right? So you can agree on one thing and then disagree on the next thing, and you are back doing exactly what your responsibility is in a relationship, right? As a couple, like I said, you can't always agree. He or she is more than likely going to piss you off. At the end of the day, you must ultimately remember that you are fighting someone that you love. You are disagreeing someone that you love, not your sworn enemy. You are not fighting an enemy. So when you are disagreeing, when the temperature is boiling, when you are getting pushed to the edge, remind yourself that this person that I'm dealing with is someone that I looked into their eyes and I once told this person, I love you. Love never dies. No matter what happens, love never dies. You can always dig deep to find reason to love someone. And once you say, I love you, you don't come back again and say, I no longer love you. Because it takes a lot. It takes a lot to go back from loving someone. Does that mean it's not possible? Yes, it's possible. But it takes a lot. It's a huge mountain to climb. Force yourself to do things together, even when you are not interested, right? Make yourself do things together. Um, this is how you bond. This is how you create intimacy with each other. This is how you somehow have make each other long for the other person, right? Watch film together. Beautiful accidents uh, are more likely to happen when you do things together. Great discovery, unexpected situation tend to happen, and only if you cultivate a relationship where you both deliberately are doing things together. This is how you can build memories that can pull you back from the brink in the future when either uh, of you is about to end up making a mistake or a terrible mistake that can be relationship costing mistake, right? So when you do things together, you create these memories that will live long over and over in your mind. That when the time comes, you can always always rely on them to reassure you, to let you know that what you are going through is temporary, and it's very temporary. You love this person. You've known each other for some time. You've been together for some time. You've created beautiful memories. You've created beautiful children together. So this is not evil reincarnation that you are dealing with. So when you do things together, you build all those memories. You build all those experiences, and they go into the lock safe in your mind that you can easily pull out when you really need it. If you are religious, pray together, fast together, pray for each other, pray for each other's success, stand in gap for one another. Right? Religion can certainly be a bond that can also help your relationship. I cannot tell you how many times my wife would just wake me up and just ask and say, "Let's pray," or she will call from work during that lunch break, and I said, "And let's pray." Maybe due to one situation, or the other that we might be experiencing, and yes, prayers do work, and also it's an opportunity for us to bond together, to equally agree on things and equally look forward to things together, right? Other thing I will also say is practice PDA, public display of affection. If you do not currently practice it, start small. Try holding hands. Science can't explain everything, but things happen to our body when we are close with someone that we are in love with, someone that intrigues us, someone that our mind longs for, that we think about when we are away from them. So I encourage you, so give each other massages, right? Uh, don't always wait for the next person to ask. You can make it something that you just want to uh, make it an habit or a way of just staying close with each other, right? Don't give massages just because that it will lead to sex, right? If that's something you guys want to develop, fine, develop it. But at the same time, giving massages allows you to communicate. You guys would start talking about things that you just might not have thought about or bring up with each other. And, you get to be intimate with one another. I also encourage you to be intimate, right, with each other as often as reasonably possible. Yes, even if you are religious and you are fasting or you are waiting on the Lord, yes, be intimate with your spouse. Yes, I'm talking about sex here. So, no, don't make sex a chore that you feel like, oh, just have to do it. Yeah, we haven't done it in in 3 days. You haven't done it in a week. You haven't done it in a month. So now we must do it. Don't make it a chore. Let it come naturally and do it as often as it's humanly possible. Right. I'm also going to add this. Right. Don't make it as important as the air you breathe. Yes, it's good to be intimate with your spouse, uh, but when you make it as important as the air you breathe, or you just feel like you just had to do it, caution yourself. It's not going to be sustainable in your relationship if you tend to see sex as here that you just something that you always have to constantly be doing, right? And plan out date nights. Put it on your calendar. Make it a reoccurring activity. Even if you cannot always find time to make it happen in the way that you always want it, doesn't have to be grand. Yeah, it could just be something as simple as on your date night, you're just taking a stroll. You go into a restaurant. You go into a movie. You're going out to bowling alley, or go out and play, go to a children's center and play children games with each other and laugh, right? Just make it a recurring date on your calendar, once a month, once a week, once every quarter. But you get the gist, right? Try to plan, make it a plan that you both look forward to in a relationship. Be ready to compromise, blend, or bend, right? Even if it's temporarily. Yeah, you cannot, I'm going to say it again, you will not always, you cannot always get what you want in this life, right? If that's possible, ask the US Congress today, right? If you think you're always going to get what you want, or you are the type of person that believe that you want it, you must get it. It's going to be difficult for you at some point because at some point you are going to hit the brick wall with the other person. The other person might not want what you are expecting. And if you keep wanting something and you are getting it, you wanting this, you get it, you want that, you get it, you're going to get to a point because every human being have a level of so much that we can give. And when there's nothing else to give or we just can't give it, then we expect the other person to be understanding, right? Try to see things from your point of view. We are all humans. We are capable of change. It might be difficult to change, but trust me, if there's something that you do or you are doing, you can change. You can certainly change. All it takes is effort from you and maybe some help from your partner. You can certainly make that change. I don't know what the change might be in your life, or something that you do that you just thought, oh, this is who I am. This is the way I do things. I cannot change. As hard as this next one might sound, you got to do it and learn to apologize, even if you were the one that was wronged. No matter how bad you feel, no matter what the other person might have done, you have to be readily uh, apologetic, because if you're both upset with one another to the point that neither of you is willing to see the other person's point of view, and you just want to dog in your you know in your own bunker and just stay mad, going 2 3 days you upset with each other, that hurts your relationship further than help it. Learn to apologize when you are wrong. and also learn to apologize even when you are right, because you can always come back together and reason with each other. Apologies to anyone that might be offended by what I'm about to say right now. But sometimes the public is in shit. Panama Ijebude, right? Yeah. So the public ain't shit. So don't be too worried about what other people think. Do what is best for two of you first, right? Bring what is important to you to the table and let your partner bring what is important to them to the table. And you both equally agree and do what is best for you. If a tree falls in the woods and there's no one to hear it, or anything around to record its sound, did you really make a sound? Right? What I'm trying to say there is that it's you know, looking at what people was what would people think, what would people say, what would my neighbor say when they see this. Yeah, you sometimes just have to let go what people might think, right? Is it really an embarrassment if it's strictly between two of you, right? If she says something that really you feel offended, or he says something or did something that really offends you, is it really an offense if no one else witnessed it or no one else knows about it, right? So we should take caution and not lose our heads because of what other person said or did. Words can hurt. Yeah, words can hurt, but believe me when I say you will get over it if you think of the person that you are dealing with as someone that you are in love with. Love can conquer all. Your ego might be bruised by what somebody said or did. Trust me, the same person is all you need to stroke that ego, to bring you back to you, to bring you back to where you should be. That is the same person that you need, because they will give you the love, the affection, they will give you the attention that can help you bounce back to where you should be. Okay, and after a while, you will learn to not be easily offended by things. You will learn to not be easily offended by what this person might say or do, and you just get to um, learn that this is who this person is, and what they are saying is, or what they are doing is just maybe the way were feeling or what they are seeing at the time. Doesn't necessarily mean they see you as the worst person on earth, right? Next, help each other out. Ask about each other's career, business, education, and contribute. No matter how small, make a contribution into each other's career, business, education, whatever it is that you may be that you are going through, right? Even if it's just, even all you do is just listen. If all you do is just listen to them speak about their career, their business, their education, and follow up later, right? Ask question later, or at that point when the person finish, saying what they want to say, ask question. If that's all you do, if you don't have anything else, you don't have resources, you don't have money, you don't have ideas to contribute, just listen and then follow up. Ask question about what you guys talked about, right? Um, the next one goes mostly to guys, right? This is a big one. Help out around the house, around the home. Help raise the kids, help wash them dishes, help in the kitchen. I get it. It can be hard to change decade old traditions, but some way of life has to change or die for us to survive in this new age. You cannot continue to say, well, this is how I was raised. This is how my mommy did it. This is how my dad did it. This is how everyone around me when I was growing up did it. So I have to do it the exact same way, right? I'd worked for them back then, but things had changed. And we need to change with time. As men, we need to, if all we have to do is just sweep the ground or make decisions, or set the ball rolling on a path that will be somehow be a help to your partner. And yes, I'm talking about mostly guys at this point. This also applies to some women. For some of us that are from culture where the man only responsibility is to bring in the bacon. Today, if you are bringing in the bacon, you also have to help cook the bacon. You also have to help serve the bacon. You cannot just say, "Well, this is my responsibility as the man of the house. That's all I'm going to do." But today, both spouses tend to have a career. They tend to be out there working hard and looking after the family. So you can't just say it's the woman's place to be in the kitchen. You can't just say your place is not in the other room. Your place as the man of the house is in the living room with your leg on the table, watching sports while she's suffering in the kitchen. Also, at the same time, the baby's after her, or she's looking after the baby. That is after she just come back from work, just like you just did as well. I will leave you with this: a happy spouse often directly correlates to a happy life, happy career, business growth, good health, longevity, and ultimately a happy society. So, if you are happy, everything around you will likely be positive because you are pulling from a source that will ever continue giving if you put in the work into it. In conclusion, I'm only speaking from my experience. You don't have to listen to me. What do I know? I'm just a guy who has been married for over 19 years with three fine kids and feel that we need more love in this world. So thank you once again for joining us on another episode of What Do I Know? If you have questions, comments, suggestions, or anything at all, please feel free to reach out to us via email. What do I know at orchestrashow.com or simply WDIK at OKESTRASHOW.com. Thank you very much. Stay blessed. See you next time.